Progress Report 5, March 10th. I'm scared. Lots of people who work here and the nurses and the people who gave me the test came to bring me candy and wish me luck. I hope I have luck. I got my rabbit's foot and my lucky penny and my horseshoe. Only a black cat crossed me when I was coming to the hospital. Dr. Strauss says don't be superstitious, Charlie. This is science. Anyways, I'm keeping my rabbit's foot with me. I asked Dr. Strauss if I'll beat Algernon in the race after the operation, and he said maybe. If the operation works, I'll show that mouse I can be smart as he is. Maybe smarter. Then I'll be able to read better and spell the words good and know lots of things and be like other people. I want to be smart like other people. If it works permanent, they'll make everyone smart all over the world. They didn't give me anything to eat this morning. I don't know what that eating has to do with getting smart. I'm very hungry, and Dr. Newmar took away my box of candy. That Dr. Newmar is a grouch. Dr. Strauss says I can have it back after the operation. You can't eat before an operation. Progress Report 6, March 15th. The operation didn't hurt. He did it while I was sleeping. They took off the band-aids from my eyes and my head today so I can make a progress report. Dr. Newmar, who looked at some of my other ones, says I spell progress wrong, and he told me how to spell it and report too. I got to try and remember that. I have a very bad memory for spelling. Dr. Strauss says it's okay to tell all the things that happened to me, but he says I should tell more about what I feel and what I think. When I told him I don't know how to think, he said try. All the time when the band-aids were on my eyes, I tried to think. Nothing happened. I don't know what to think about. Maybe if I ask him, he will tell me how I can think now that I'm supposed to get smart. What do smart people think about? Fancy things, I suppose. I wish I knew some fancy things already. Progress Report 7, March 19th. Nothing has happened. I had lots of tests and different kinds of races with Algernon. I hate that mouse. He always beats me. Dr. Strauss says I got to play those games, and he said sometime I've got to take those tests over again. These sim blocks are stupid, and those pictures are stupid too. I like to draw a picture of a man and a woman, but I won't make up lies about people. I got a headache from trying to think so much. I thought Dr. Strauss was my friend, but he don't help me. He don't tell me what to think or when I get smart. Miss Gideon didn't come to see me. I think writing these progress reports are stupid too. Progress Report 8, March 23rd. I'm going back to work at the factory. They said it was better I should go back to work, but I can't tell anyone what the operation was for, and I have to come to the hospital for an hour every night after work. They're gonna pay me money every month for learning to be smart. I'm glad I'm going back to work because I miss my job and all my friends and all the fun we have there. Dr. Strauss says I should keep writing things down, but I don't have to do it every day. Just when I think of something or something special happens. He says don't get discouraged because it takes time and it happens slow. He said it took a long time with Algernon before he got 3 times smarter than he was before. That's why Algernon beats me all the time because he had that operation too. That makes me feel better. I could probably do that amaze faster than a regular mouse. Maybe someday I'll beat Algernon. Boy, that would be something. So far, Algernon looks like he might be smart, permanent. March 25th. I don't have to write progress report on top anymore just when I hand it in once a week for Dr. Newmore to read. I just have to put the date on. That saves time. We had a lot of fun at the factory today. Joe Carp said, "Hey, look, where Charlie had his operation. What did they do, Charlie? Put some brains in?" I was going to tell him, but I remembered Dr. Strauss said no. Then Frank really said, "What did you do, Charlie? Forget your key and open your door the hard way?" That made me laugh. They're really my friends, and they like me. Sometimes somebody will say, "Hey, look at Joe or Frank or George. He really pulled a Charlie Gordon." I don't know why they say that, but they always laugh. This morning, Amos Borg, who is the foreman at Donegan's, used my name when he shouted at Ernie, the office boy. Ernie lost a package. He said, "Ernie, for God's sake, what are you trying to be, a Charlie Gordon?" I don't understand why he said that. I've never lost any packages. March 28th. Dr. Strauss came to my room tonight to see why I didn't come in like I was supposed to. I told him I don't like to race with Algernon anymore. He said I don't have to for a while, but I should come in. He had a present for me, only it wasn't a present, but just for Lent. I thought it was a little television, but it wasn't. He said I have to turn it on when I go to sleep. I said, "You're kidding. Why should I turn it on when I'm going to sleep? Whoever heard a thing like that?" But then he said if I want to get smart, I got to do what he says. I told him I didn't think I was going to get smart, and he put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Charlie, you don't know it yet, but you're getting smarter all the time. You won't notice it for a while." I think he was just being nice, just to make me feel good because I don't look any smarter. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I asked him when I can go back to the class at Miss Kittian's school. He said I won't go there. He said soon Miss Kittian will come to the hospital and start to teach me special. I was mad at her for not coming to see me when I got that operation, but I like her, so maybe we'll be friends again. March 29th. That crazy TV kept me up all night. How can I sleep with something yelling at my ears all night in my ears? And the nutty pictures. Wow. I don't know what it says when I'm up, so how am I supposed to know when I'm sleeping? Dr. Strauss says it's okay. He says my brains are learning when I sleep, and that will help me when Miss Kittian starts my lessons in the hospital. Only I found out it isn't a hospital, it is a laboratory. I think it's all crazy. If you can get smart when you're sleeping, why do people go to school? That thing I don't think will work. I used to watch The Late Show and The Late Late Show on TV all the time, and it never made me smart. Maybe you have to sleep while you watch it. Progress Report 9, April 3rd. Dr. Strauss showed me how to keep the TV turned low so now I can sleep. I don't hear a thing. And I still don't understand what it says. A few times I played it over in the morning to find out what I've learned when I was sleeping, and I don't think so. Miss Kittian says maybe it's another language or something. But most times it sounds American. It talks faster than even Miss Gold, who was my teacher in 6th grade. And I remember she talked so fast I couldn't understand her. I told Dr. Strauss what good is it to get smart in my sleep. I want to be smart when I'm awake. He says it's the same thing, and I have two minds. There's the subconscious and the conscious. That's how you spell it. And one don't tell the other what it is doing. They don't even talk to each other. That's why I dream. And boy, I have been having crazy dreams. Wow. Ever since that night TV, the late, 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 late show, I forgot to ask him if it was only me or everyone that had those two minds. I just looked up the word in the dictionary Dr. Strauss gave me. The word is subconscious, adjective, of the nature of mental operations yet not present in consciousness, as subconsciousness, conflict of desires. There's more, but I still don't know what it means. This isn't a very good dictionary for dumb people like me. Anyway, the headache is from the party. My friends from the factory, Joe Carp and Frank Reilly, invited me to go with them to Muggy's Saloon for some drinks. I don't like to drink, but they said that we will have lots of fun. I had a good time. Joe Carp said I should show the girls how I mopped the toilet in the factory, and he got me a mop. I showed them, and everyone laughed when I told that Mr. Donegan said I was the best janitor he ever had because I like my job and do it good and never come late or miss a day except for my operation. I said Miss Kinnian always said, Charlie, be proud of your job because you do it good. Everyone laughed and we had a good time, and they gave me lots of drinks, and Joe said, Charlie, this is a card when he's potted. I don't know what that means, but everybody likes me, and we had fun. I can't wait to be smart like my best friends Joe Carp and Frank Reilly. I don't remember how the party was over, but I think I went out to buy a newspaper and coffee for Joe and Frank. When I came back, there was no one there. I looked for them all over till late. Then I don't remember so good, but I think I got sleepy or sick. A nice cop brought me back home. That's what my landlady, Mrs. Flynn, said. But I got a headache and a big lump on my head, and black and blue all over. I think maybe I fell, but Joe Carp said it was the cop that they beat up drunks sometimes. I don't think so. Miss Kittian says cops are there to help people. Anyways, I got a bad headache and I'm sick and hurt all over. I don't think I'll drink anymore. April 6. I beat Algernon. I didn't even know I beat him until Bert the tester told me. The second time I lost because I was so excited I fell off the chair before I finished. But right after that I beat him more 8 times. I must be getting smart to beat a smart mouse like Algernon. But I don't feel smarter. I wanted to race Algernon some more, but Bert said that's enough for one day. They let me hold him for a minute. He's not so bad. He's soft like a ball of cotton. He blinks, and when he opens his eyes, they're black and pink on the edges. I said, can I feed him because I felt bad to beat him and I want to be nice and make friends? Bert said no. Algernon is a very special mouse with an operation like mine, and he was the first of all animals to stay smart so long. He told me Algernon is so smart that every day he has to solve a test to get his food. It's a thing like a lock on a door that changes every time. Algernon goes in to eat, so he has to learn something new to get his food. That made me sad because if he couldn't learn, he would be hungry. I don't think it would be right to make you pass a test to eat. How would Dr. Newmer like it if he had to pass a test every time he wants to eat? I think I'll be friends with Algernon.